By the way, that might be like 5 minutes, so I'll drop a lot of foundation.
What's up? How are you?
Good morning. We'll get started in about 10 minutes. Once again, I want to remind everybody, if you are scheduled to demob this morning, the schedule is delayed 2 hours. So check the schedule and adjust accordingly. If you are participating in the briefing today, reminder, you can find map products and the IAP electronically utilizing the QR code that's posted around camp and on the cover of the IAP. Again, delay on demo by 2 hours this morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. During this time, if you are interested in any electronic copies of the maps or the IAP, please utilize the QR code that is posted around the briefing area as well as on the cover of the IAP. Once again, branch directors and division suits, there's a spot reserved for you on the front, a couple of rows. Please find your way down to your seats. There are plenty of seats down front. Please, those of you in the back, please make your way forward. Find a place where you can observe the briefing. This briefing is for you. Once again, there's a delay for demob by 2 hours. So adjust the schedule by 2 hours. Plan accordingly. We'll get started in about 5 minutes.
Just in case you go down. I got a spot. I got a signed seat. I'd say that one. I checked it.
Good morning, everybody. Please, if you're in the back, please move forward where you can see either the television monitors or you can see the map behind me. This is the operational briefing for the CARR incident for Thursday, August the 9th through Friday, August the 10th. My name is Mike Beecher. I'm the Plant Section Chief for CAL FIRE IMT1. If you've not already done so, please take the time to make sure your phones are muted and your radios are turned down. Once again, please move forward. There are seats. Find a place where you can see. If you have a side conversation, please take it away from the briefing area as not to distract those that want to listen and engage during the briefing. We'll get started with an update on current conditions.
Good morning, Felix for being Night Operations Incident Management Team 1. So last night in Branch 1, the back end of this still looking good with control them off up. We tried to fire up in the section of drop point 19 and drop point 26. We cleaned up the firing show from the previous day, so that's looking good. And now we're trying to come into Rainbow Lake there. We're having a little problem with the field to cooperate with us, but they're in the process, and we'll look at doing that today, firing that. Coming up in the Division Alpha, they just stayed with the fire and maintained it. We lost our window probably around 0100. We couldn't fire anymore in there. As we come up into Bravo, they were struggling up in the drop point 18 to bring that, so we stopped firing instead of making a mess. They brought it down a little bit. We got a couple spots up at the Bravo Charlie break, which took a lot of our resources, and they tried to re-engage with that. Took a lot of time to get back, and they tried about 2:30 this morning. We were unsuccessful, so we'll see what happens today with that. In Branch 3, everything's looking really good. Holden, we have mop up from anywhere from 150 feet to 500 feet in, and that's for the whole branch there. We come up into Branch 4, very successful night there. We did a lot of firing from in Branch 4. The whole perimeter will be down to the lake in 2 hours. So we'll have all that firing complete. We got it everywhere from 300 to 500 feet, and some places 1,000 feet of depth up there. So this is very successful. We started here, brought it down to the lake. They got to the lake about 7 o'clock. And then when we came back up, they split the crews up. We came up to here, tied it in, and went back towards 37 here through Onion Ridge. So very successful with the firing show. The folks on the ground, they had a plan, they went for it, and they got it done. So 2 hours, this will be buttoned up, and now it's just a matter of holding it. As they come to Papa, they continue coming around, going direct in here. We developed a plan today to look at doing some stuff in here, but this fire has not moved. It's still progressing slowly but surely for us. So this is our next piece of the puzzle. Thank you.
If I could have you turn to page 1 of your IAP, you'll find the ICS 202 form. Whether you're new to the incident or whether you've been here a while, please take the time during your breakout sessions to review both the management and control objectives.
All right, good morning, folks. Ryan Fleeman, IMET trainee. So to start the day, basically what you're going to see is up on these ridge tops, we're sitting with west-northwest winds right now, anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe some gusts of 15 miles an hour. Humidities are sitting about 40 to 60% right now. So as you move through your operational shift today, basically what we're going to see is throughout the morning hours, we're going to continue with those downslope, down valley winds throughout those drainages. On the ridge tops, we're going to stay with the west-northwest winds for about 10 or 1100 hours. At that point, we're going to start to see that shift. We're going to see in the valleys and some of the lower mid-slopes, we're going to start to see those upslope, up-valley winds, 3 to 7, maybe some gusts of 10. But once we get on those ridge tops, we're going to start to see the southerly winds kick in. More of these ridge tops through here, and even some of these clear up on top on Branch 4, we're going to start to see the winds come out of the south throughout the day, anywhere 5 to 10, gusts of 15 miles an hour. Relative humidities are going to bottom out about 10 to 20% today, temperatures in the 90s to low 100s. Going to run a Haynes of 5 today, and a lot of that's contingent on if you see that clearing in the smoke. Kind of a heads-up situation. If you look up and start to see the blue sky, or even start to see the shadow from the sun, that's going to be a situation where you're going to want to keep an eye on the fire behavior, see if you're starting to get any lift out of that. We're starting to get a lot of smoke coming in from the Mendocino complex, and with the southerly winds, we expect to see that continue. But it's just kind of one of those situations where keep an eye on the conditions above you to keep that situational awareness. Today, or once we move into tonight, we're going to keep the south winds. Generally, if we divide the incident in half, this southern half of the incident, a lot of times we're seeing the winds up on the ridge tops come out of the south. Once you get on these northern portions of the ridges, a lot of times they're going to transition to the west-northwest throughout the night, 5 to 10 gusts of 15. Probably see that occur again tonight. So generally these are going to stay out of the west-northwest. These down here come out of the south. So just going to have to keep an eye when you get out there, assess your situation. If you need any updates, we can definitely help you out. And then in the valleys and those lower mid-slope, downslope, down valley, 3 to 8 miles an hour. One thing to keep in mind as we move into Friday, we're going to have a frontal passage come through. So while these winds are from the south down here, we're going to start to see them shift from the southwest and come up through there, and they're going to become gusty throughout the day on Friday and into Friday night. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is to assess that shift when you start to see it. A lot of you folks may not see it, but as far as planning goes, keep that in mind. Thanks.
Good morning, Don Bursay, Fire Behavior. Now bear with me this morning. We've got a lot of moving parts when it comes to fire behavior and a lot of things that we need to be alert to. Red flag warning. Timber fuel model / fuel model. Add a little heat to this, add some slope, and we've got rollout. Now this is a prevalent danger throughout the entire fire area. We're going to be taking the lid that we've been talking about for the last 4 days, and we're going to remove that lid. You're going to see areas of this fire come awake today and tomorrow as these winds come into play for us. So we'll talk about each branch, and we're going to go a little more in depth. So page 4 on your IAP. Looking here in branch 1, smoldering activity, fire weakened trees, possibly green islands in there, and most importantly, the public is in there with us. So keep alert to areas that are going to ventilate with these southerly winds that are going to come in and could come to life on us. Here in Yankee and branch 2, there's going to be areas in here and canyons and drainages that are going to come into alignment with these southerly winds, and we're going to start to get some torching activity and some short crown runs. It's going to carry back into itself, which is a good thing, but keep alert to that. Branch 3, smoldering activity, green islands could get a little ventilated. The good news is that most of this is behind this ridge line here on County Line Road, little sheltering, but we could have rollout in these areas. Also, the presence of green islands in there that could come back awake on us. Now, let's get over here into branch 4 and branch 5. This is a very big drainage in here. Paramedics out there, there's something we call synergy. It's 1 + 1 = 3, right? So 1 is going to be that this area is going to heat up with the sun. It's going to start to draw in air, and we're going to get that as the base of the wind. Now add the wind, the south winds that Ryan's talking about. That's the other 1. And then the 3 is that this is going to start to move on us. This has been cooking underneath this lid for 4 days, and it's going to start to move north on us. Unfortunately, we have some good depth in here and some good firing last night, but this fire is going to come around Wild Cow Mountain, it's going to come around Snell Mountain, and it's going to make a run for the line here and here. So what we're looking at is 3/4 mile spotting. We've seen fire brands on this fire go up to 3 miles. So we want to keep alert to spotting with a 92% probability of ignition up here. So stay alert to that. This is pivotal for today. Down here, the exact same on branch 5 activity. If you look in your IAP, you're going to see some metric systems in there. That's where our partners from the Southern Hemisphere on there. And then also the safety message in here is discuss margins amongst yourselves. 2 vastly dangerous periods in a firefighter's career: year 5, when you think you know it all, and year 20, when you think you've seen it all, and this is not that fire. Be safe.
Good morning, Elliot Allward, Resource Unit Leader Trainee. For branch and division roll call, please stand and raise your hand when called. Resource roll call will take place at your breakout. Branch 1, Davis. Tango, Vales. Yankee, Keowen. Branch 2, Terman. Alpha, Niederberger. Bravo, Wender. Charlie, Wayland. For West Group, Walter. Branch 3, Noel. Delta, Collins. Hotel, Reginato. Mike, Boyk. Branch 4, Fields, Froggatt, and Jennings. November for Martinelli, Hannah, and Lindstrand. Oscar, Bacon. And for firing group, Russell, Bell, and Mata. Up there. Branch 5, Lada. And for Papa, Collins. Suppression repair, Rowe. And Anderson, safety, Big Ball.
Good morning, Thunder Brown Incident Management Team 1, day operations. We turned the corner yesterday, but we're not out of the woods yet. We got a lot of work to secure this thing. We still got days and days to make sure that it can come out, but we got it. We're getting there. All the hard work is paying off. All the black line we're in status is patrol. We still got to get in there, get around the structures, get in there, get those trees down and cause an issue. Yankee, Branch 1, and Branch 1 and Branch 2 have been working very hard down there in the bottom section of Y and Alpha. It's in the creek bed, it's hung up. We're going to go in there, cut that out, tie it back into Yankee so we get that firing going. With the winds predicted, I think we got a pretty good shot button up that whole bottom end today. Bravo, same thing. Got to get in there and get that thing cut out, go direct as we can. Got a good firing plan in place. I think we can get that thing to carry in with that south wind coming up today. A little bit of an issue down at the Charlie Bravo break yesterday. Still got to get in here and mop all this stuff up in there. We're going to push in 200-300 feet if we can. There's a lot of fuel in there. It's very steep. The rollout is happening. We're seeing it everywhere in there. Moving up to the Branch 3, Delta Foxtrot Hotel. Looking really good. Really appreciate all the work in there. People are back into Lewiston. They're happy. Still a little bit of heat down here in the Papoose. There's a couple islands in there, 1 or 2, 3 acre islands in there burning out. Keep an eye on them. We don't want to jump the line over there. We did a lot of hard work to hold that. Down in Ida, they punched a little secondary below that little slop over that's been causing some pain. They're doing good in there. Keep an eye on that. Make sure it doesn't come out in Van Ness. Looking in the mic, we're looking good. That firing, we need to get there. Now we need to get there and get that work and get there and mop that stuff in and get it secured in. Being on that range between two ranges has a tendency to get a little shifty wind in there. We need to secure that in. Moving into Branch 4 with November and Oscar. Phenomenal firing last night. We were thinking that was going to take several days. They did it in 12 hours. Pretty impressive. We got to get the depth and we got to secure that line. That wind's coming up there. It sits on that ridge. There's potential of throwing some spots over. Once it gets out here, it's not pretty country. None of this is pretty country. That's uglier country. Okay? So let's get in there and get that line secured as best we can, getting it buttoned up. Looking at the Papa, we're looking at firing off this dozer line here, clean in there. We do have a hazard down here with an acid mine. With the pipe, so we're going to identify that, stay out of that area, but we're looking at tying the section in and then going direct on that. Looking good. We're turning the corner. We got it. Just be vigilant, stay engaged, and watch out for these weather condition changes. Close lookouts when possible, fight fire aggressively, and provide for safety first. Have a good day.
Good morning, everyone. Thomas Smith, Air Support. On today's lineup, fixed wing will have air tech and 1 tanker early up. Supporting ops mission and their priorities, and you guys on the ground. Rotor wing wise, we'll still have 10 water dropping aircraft, 6 Type 1, 4 Type 2s, split evenly between Sky Ranch and the Weaverville Hell Base. We're still running infrastructure as the Ono MRB and the Trinity MRB, supporting again those 2 priorities, the south and the north. With that, my big thing today is with those priorities, other divisions, order appropriately, understand that there's some other priorities, and monitor your air to ground and be efficient and effective on that as well. We got a lot going on today. As always, visibility is also going to dictate it, so bear with us. Thank you for your time. Have a safe day.
Good morning, Brock Carter, Safety Officer for Team 1. If I can get you to turn to page 5 in your IP, you're going to see today's safety message. That's your 208 safety message for this operational period. On the back of page 5, you'll see the line emergency procedures. That is the information that we need you to get to communications anytime you identify a line emergency on the incident. Today you're going to have 5 safety officers assigned to the incident. There'll be a branch resource with the exception of branch 1. going to be a 12-hour, branch 2 is going to be a 12-hour resource. So we're going to utilize branch 1 safety and branch 3 safety to fill that void for branch 2. For those resources working in Division Ida, we were advised yesterday that there are 2 bear dens on the map. If you're in the area, be advised, stay out of the area, but they've been flagged and been identified, so just be heads up on that. For the resources working in Division Papa, you've heard operations talk about it, there's an acid mine. The acid mine is just outside of our dozer line. The concern is if we start pushing dirt in there, that we have the possibility of compromising the pipelines that run from the acid mine down to the lake. So we want to make sure that we don't compromise that, all right? And then lastly, for those resources that are working in this upper area in branch 2, or correction, branch 4, there's a lot of roads that aren't identified that have no outlets. If you're working in that area and you've identified those roadways, let's flag them off, let's make them known so that resources that are looking for egress don't try to use those roads. Have a safe shift.
Good morning. Dan Nunez, Med Unit Leader for the incident. So we continue to support you guys. We've got line medics pretty much around the perimeter of the fire right now. We have 3 RENS modules. One of them is actually a 24-hour unit now. That's out of Division November because of the firing operations going on. We also have ambulances at Lewiston, as well as Drop Point 55, and as well as Base Camp. So we have an airship that is hoist capable. It's 205 out of Ranch Base. And the difference, so a little education here, so found this out myself, but there is a difference between a hoist mission and a EMS mission. So using medevac is a very big term, so what helps us is if there is a rescue that is known for the patient, you need to use a hoist ship. So ambulances come, airships come configured in either hoist missions or ambulance missions, so you don't want to get the wrong resource there. Like I said before, we have your over-the-counter needs over at Expeditors, as well as Merck for in-camp emergency. So if you guys have any questions, come see us in the medical trailer. Have a safe trip.
Good morning, Jesse Morris, Logistics. If you could please turn to page 59 in your IAP, you'll find all the locations for your logistical needs in camp. And on page 64 are the times of operations. As a reminder, it's 1 sack lunch per person. There are 24-hour lunches. Please continue to follow the traffic plan in camp, park in the designated areas, and sleep in the designated areas. And on page 49 is the CAL FIRE 101 form. These are for items you may have left on the line or got lost or damaged. You'll need a division group signature to get those items out of supply. If you're on a division that has excess hose or trash, please make a request to ground support for backhaul to get that back into camp. And for the comm plan today, there's no change in the comm plan. And as a reminder for all branch 4 resources, you'll be reporting back to Lakehead Camp after your shift. Have a great shift. Thanks.
Good morning, Rich Bokini Information. If you can please turn to page 53, IAP. So updated numbers, acres, 177,450. Containment, 48%. Total personnel fighting this fire, ground and the air, 4,761. And we heard a lot of operations going on out there, backfiring. Public's going to be present in some of those areas. So there may be some public information needs out there. Please refer them to the public line in the top left-hand corner of this page. Or if you have any PIO needs, go through chain of command. We'll get somebody out there. We have about 25 in the field right now. If you want to sign up for our email alerts on any information regarding our incidents, in the top right corner there's a website you can sign up with. Please continue to follow the social media policy of CAL FIRE. Everybody's doing a great job there. And again, any media needs, let us know. We still have a lost and found up front, and we still are providing mail service. Stay safe.
Call your attention to the finance message on page, I don't have a page right now. Shift tickets and water use reports. Please turn those in at the end of your shift in the Fasaro building. Reminder to branches and divisions, please continue to visit the cost apportionment shop and the resources shop, the SIT shop to download information. Additionally, there will be a cooperators meeting in the Shasta Hall at 10 hours this morning. There's a demobilization message on page 54 if you are demobbing. Please follow that. And once again, this morning we are running a 2-hour delay on demo. If you are a trainee, please refer to page 55 and visit the training tech spec in the Fasaro Hall to get credit for this incident. There is an archaeological message on page 57. Please refer to that when you're out in the field. Additionally, to remind everybody, branch 4 resources, November and Oscar resources. Please report to the Lakehead camp at the completion of your shift for your logistical support. There is a message on page 63 of your IAP regarding Highway 299 and the limited reopening of that. If you are working in that area, please pay attention to that for your safety. Additionally, at the completion of the briefing, please report to your breakout areas. If you are an unassigned resource, please report to the table to my right, your left, and check in there. If you're in need of an extra IAP, you'll find resources there and available IAPs for you. Once again, please make sure that branches and divisions are taking breakout roll calls and downloading that information with Deputy Ops prior to leaving base. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Ben Newbern, Unified Incident Commander Trainee. I'd like to start off this morning talking about some words from General Stanley McChrystal. General McChrystal was the commander of Joint Forces in Afghanistan for a number of years, and he talks in a TED Talk about making actionable decisions based on limited intelligence. You can imagine, the intelligence they get in Afghanistan was fairly limited, maybe not from accurate sources, and they'd have to make decisions on where to apply their resources, their fighting resources, similar to our firefighting resources, in a very short matter of time. And he referred to these as making high quality, high velocity decisions. Today, we're going to start seeing the pace of the fire ramp up, particularly in the north. We heard about the red flag warnings. We know that the fire environment out there is really ripe for some aggressive, extreme fire behavior, and you guys don't have all the answers. You don't have all the inputs to make solid decisions. So you're going to have to make those high quality, high velocity decisions based on what limited information you might have at the time. So think about that as you're going about your actions today. Think about risk management. Think about where we can leverage the best opportunities with the resources we're given to affect the best outcome with the highest likelihood of success. Back to Steve.
Well, good morning, Steve Spinharney, Team 1 IC trainee and also representing the National Park Service and Reading Fire Department. We've been here for a long time. Normally this time, with this duration, I'm starting to talk about the transitioning from fighting fire to mop up into traveling, but we're not there yet. We are definitely not there yet. I'm going to talk about a different type of transition. Throughout this incident, you're going to transition from different fire environment to different fire environment, from mopping up around structures and being ambassadors, to doing 100 to 200 to 300 foot mop up, to holding firing operations and conducting fire operations. We get you ready for that transition in the most safe, effective, and efficient manner we can, and we do that by an IAP and attending this briefing. So please continue to attend these briefings and focus on these briefings so we can take care of you the best way we can. And also, I need a favor. Okay, you've been doing it, I need you to keep doing it. Okay, please get through your briefings, take care of your business, and get on that fire line as fast as possible. Not just for us operationally, we need that, but also take care of your brothers and sisters who just put in a full shift. Get out there, get them released as fast as possible so they can get in, they can get their rest, they can get fed and taken care of. Have a great shift, be careful out there.
That completes our briefing. Again, unassigned resources to my right, your left. Please report to your breakout areas. Thanks for your attention.